All right, we are recording. Just going to do a quick, we haven't done a live stream in a while, so I wanted to do a quick one for you. And I've got a couple people in the chat here, not many, because this just tends to happen, right? Whenever the market's down, people want to go off and do other things, and there's not much participation. That's fine. I just want to keep your mind engaged, with what the market's doing. And I do believe a bottom is coming. What is today? The 11th. So I've got it marked right here for March 17th. The reason why I believe March 17th could be the bottom is because we get here, let me put it on the daily. So let's see. What is the 14th of Friday? Yeah, so this is the lunar eclipse. And a lot of people are pointing to that being a bad day, that there could be one final dip on that day. So if this happens on a Friday, and for anybody joining late, I am recording this, or wait, am I? Did I hit record? I think I did. Yeah, I did hit record, okay. So for anybody joining late, I'm just talking about the lunar eclipse and the date that we feel like, or at least I feel like, the bottom would be in, would be confirmed. And this is just a guess. I'm not saying it's a inevitability. I'm just thinking that it's going to work out this way. So lunar eclipse, some of the astro people are thinking this, tends to usually be a bad day for markets. And so maybe we get one more dip into that lunar eclipse or the day of. And then you've got a Monday right after that, where the markets first open for the legacy markets. And then Tuesdays are usually good. So I'm thinking, okay, if Tuesdays are good, then Monday the bottom should be in. So that's my thought process anyway, as to why I believe that March 17th could be the day that we finally get a confirmation. We'll be looking for things like, of course, bullish divergences, stuff like that. And I don't think, you could say there is possibly one right now, but I'd hate to call it at this point just because, yeah. So, technically that is a bullish divergence right there, but I think with the lunar eclipse coming up, it's kind of premature to be saying that is legit, but we'll see. Maybe it works out. So March 17th, that's what I've been looking at for a while now. Overall, everything looks like it's pretty much holding this trend line. I don't see anything crazy. And if you bring Engineering Robo back in, actually, let me show you something else first. So this first breakout, if you don't consider this breakout off the bottom, this first breakout here didn't come back down and retest this, this area right here. So this resistance turned to support, but it never really came back down to test that support. And then you got up here where this one did. You can see how this wick right here touched that wick. So here was a high, and it broke above that high, and then it came back and retested it perfectly. Now that doesn't always happen, which is why we couldn't say for sure. Tatiana did say that, yeah, she felt like we were coming down to 70K, and it looks like we still could come down some more. But just understand that this doesn't happen all the time, and it's hard to predict price action in that way, especially when you're in a bull market. But it did end up happening, and it's the same exact situation where you've got a high right there. And I don't know, if I put a line there, let's just see something here. Oops. Yeah, it hasn't quite touched it yet. So what level is that, 73? So yeah, this can still happen, and we're close. That much of a dip's not really going to cause any fluctuations in most altcoins, because a lot of them already have dipped a lot. We know that. So if you take this into account, and then you bring in Engineering Robo, and especially let me bring it up here, the green cloud. I'm just going to get rid of these AI buy sells for now. We'll see this cloud pop up. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So if we look at the cloud on the weekly, a wick could happen all the way down to like 67K. This is a possibility. But notice how during this whole move, we haven't had a touch of this bottom line right here of the cloud. Ever since it broke above it, there's no touches of this. So I'm not saying this has to happen. It could just hold here somewhere and then start moving up again. So, my point here is that I really don't think there's much more downside to be had. I mean, what are we sitting at? What is it, 81K right now? But it wicked down to 77K. So I think there might be one more, and Tatiana can back me up on this. I mean, maybe she has a different view on it, but there could be one more. If you look at the daily, let me just turn this off. You lost this support right here, and then it rejected. I guess it'd be more like that. So it rejected that support, and now here's one more dip. And she talks about this a lot, how, if you lose support, so there's your first low under that support that was lost. Now here's your second low. Is it going to come up and retest this and then break down one more time? Possibly. Something like that. And then you come down here and you make your third one. So, I've seen her talk a lot about that. I don't know if it really played out over here the same way. You could call that 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, it pretty much did. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. But overall, the trend is still up. So, there's nothing to be concerned with. If you want to know where to be concerned at, I would say probably here, right about there somewhere. About 65K. If you were to lose that level and start to have some candles close below there, I'd probably be more concerned. I mean, technically, you could even come down to here now that I'm thinking about it, because there's liquidity zones here and here. Yeah, so anywhere around 60K or so, if you were to lose those levels, then it would be time to think that the market was over. But we're not seeing anything like that. Fear is extremely bad right now, of course. CMC Fear and Greed Index, what is it, in the teens now? Yeah, 15. I mean, well, this thing doesn't go back far enough, but if you bring up, what's that other one? Alternative. This is the original one, alternative.me. Yeah, so it's actually showing 24. And it has a much longer historical. Yeah, so we're at the bottom of all of these. What's the lowest we've ever done? 5 or something? I don't know what it is, but it has gotten down pretty low before. Okay. Let me see here. Let me look at chat. Okay. Yeah, any questions, type them in chat. If you want to speak up at any time, you can. Let me know if you are going to talk in chat. I need to turn on the voice. I need to remember this time that it won't record your voice unless I do a certain setting. Okay, let me look here. We will look at specific tokens, by the way. I don't know that I really want to talk much more. I mean, we know about global liquidity. It's moving up. Nothing really to talk about there. We know we need global liquidity to get us moving, and it is going to happen soon. I'll just show you real quick. Here it is moving up. It's this red line right here. So as Bitcoin's coming down, it's moving up, and it will recover because of that. Bitcoin will. Bitcoin dominance. ETH BTC actually, well, let me invert this again. So it broke through the support that I thought it was going to hold, but the real support line's down here, so it could still, I think it will still hold that line. And we're into resistance on Bitcoin dominance itself. That's on the monthly. If I look at the daily, it's probably, let me see what it's showing on Engineering Robo. I usually keep these on monthly. Oh, it's still showing bullish. Okay, so it can still move up some more, looks like. I'm just looking through some of these that I haven't looked at in a little bit. Okay, so that's just the macro view. If there's any questions on that or any comments, maybe one of you have something that you want to talk about that you see. I mean, anybody's welcome to talk about any of this, so just let me know. But Cincy, what I'm looking at is here's our support line down here, and the reason why it's support is this is where a lot of that support was back in June 2024. So are we going to do a triple bottom? Basically, looks like it. But if you wanted to accumulate, if you wanted to start accumulating, say by Friday, I talked last week about this week that we're currently in being the week that I would be considering to add more position, and that's because of the lunar eclipse and all these things. So maybe this weekend I'll buy some Cincy, but it's definitely the one that's top on my list to buy. I did take some profit when we made that first purchase. I took some profit somewhere in here, so I would be buying back on this one. So yeah, I mean, even if you were to buy here and it fell, what would this be, like a 20 to 30% dip? Yeah, 20%. I mean, even here would be a great buy. But if you wanted to play it safe, here's what you would do. So we're on the daily chart. If you have Engineering Robo, and if you don't, just ask me for the chart any day and I'll show it to you. What you'd want to watch for is these candles to start getting back up into this. Like if you look back here, I'll show you. So even though it was bearish back here, well, actually you did get a buy signal there. Well, here we go. Here's a better example. So even though it was bearish, those bearish red candles here, as these candles started closing into the cloud, that gave you an indication that it could turn bullish soon. So this was probably a better place to start accumulating than down here, just because you got a confirmation. I mean, what if this would have kept falling through? You didn't know at this time whether this was going to keep going down or go up. So if you really want to play it safe, number one, you wait for the candles to start getting back into the cloud, even if it's a red cloud, or you just wait on the buy signal. Those are the safest ways to play it. But Engineering Robo is undefeated. I mean, we looked at it, a couple of days ago, we were talking about it, how if you would have just followed Engineering Robo's signals, you would have been able to take some profits, even though we weren't absolutely positive that this dip was going to happen. And we never are. All we can do is guess. Only the insiders know for sure what's going to happen. But remember, we do watch the 3 buy signals. We watch the three sell signals, but there's just been so much chop that it has faked us out. So, if we go back to the Bitcoin chart and look at what the signals have been here, it's given us multiple like buy and sell, and it did the exact same thing here. So when you get this chop like this and it's going sideways, there's really, your alts are going to do the same, right? You're going to get a sell signal, and then when Bitcoin starts getting bullish again, your alts will start having a buy signal. So there's no indicator out there that's going to help you during a sideways market. All you can do is just follow the signals. You might take a small loss, like Cincy. Well, Cincy actually gave you a really good sell signal. This would have been perfect. Anytime you're within like 20 to 30% of the top, well, this would have been, 50% of the top. But if you're talking about you got in way down here, we were talking about buying right here, and then you make an 8x, being down 50% from that move, all the way, that 8x move is not bad at all. What would it be from here? So you would have lost about a 2x if you would have waited on the sell signal, but you would have been assured that it was a good time to sell. So you just have to follow it like a robot. There's really no way. You have to eliminate all emotion. Okay, Quill, I'm just going to go through a few here. Quill did lose support, but it's right there. A lot of wicks to the downside. I could even move the support down here. I would be surprised if it went down much more. It's already down so much. 42 cents down to 2 cents. So it's kind of like a retest, I guess, of this breakout. Although I guess you could call it a fake out in a way. So all you're waiting for is this MACD to start turning back up. If you like this one, all you do is you just, you keep accumulating. There is currently there is a sell signal. So remember, these are on our Engineering Robo. Where's it at? Right here, Engineering Robo AI alerts. So if you want to wait for a buy signal, that's fine. That would actually make a lot of sense as well. I'm just looking at the chat here. 1 second. Oh, Bean is saying he hates the oil field. So Bean here is asking, what's the RSI and MACD on well? Yeah, RSI is way down on well. I was looking at it yesterday. Here it is. So we're under the 30. We've talked about the 30-70 rule before, where if you, let me make this bigger. You don't have to buy right now if you want more of it. What you can wait for is this. And then when it crosses that 30 line again, that's where you buy. Now, I'm not saying that's absolutely the bottom, but historically, when we've looked at this, and let me see what this 30 gave us right here. Yeah, this 30 RSI right there gave us a little bit of a bump, but it ended up being a fake out. So typically when you buy at that 30 RSI, I mean, if it's under it, like if it just touches it and moves up, then I go ahead and buy that. But if it gets under it, then what I usually do is I wait for it to cross back above it. But I mean, it's so oversold. I really don't think you can go wrong buying some here if you want more. See right here where it says, Engineering Robo will have a dashboard here that says oversold, 26.3 RSI. The 45-minute and the 15-minute charts are both bullish. What else can we see here? 24-hour volume is low. Correlation to BTC is 0.82, meaning it's highly correlated. It's like 80% correlated to BTC. So if Bitcoin moves up, it's going to move up. And that's pretty typical of most alts. But really the best you could do is maybe watch a 3-hour chart. Yeah, this is already starting to move back above the RSI, but see how choppy this is? I guess you could call that a little bit of a bullish divergence right there. I'm waiting on Engineering Robo to load up here. Yeah, so there's not a buy signal just yet on the 3-hour, but if you wanted to wait and see, okay, if AI social intelligence score went to like a green 3 or something, then that could tell you that maybe it's going to start moving again, like I'll show you here. Before this buy signal, as this was going down right here. I'm just doing a replay here. Is it showing my thing? Oh, wait, there it goes, okay. So see how this went to a 4 on social intelligence? It's kind of switching between 4 and 5 here, but in a second it's going to switch to like a 3. There it goes. So all of a sudden it went to a green, and as soon as it did that, the buy signal came in. So that's really what you could be watching for, just to kind of give you an example. Okay, let me check VIP Lounge. Oh, I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. What does that come from? What song is that? I forgot what's on. I mean, I know the verse, I just can't think of what song it's from. Oh, that's that, what is the name of that? That's the actual name of the song, isn't it? Bulletproof or something, Titanium. I know what you're talking about, okay. Okay, so we talked about Quill, Zell, I think some people are interested in, but kind of more of the same, sitting at support. There is a sell signal. MACD is trying to turn up. Actually, I didn't look at MACD on well, did I? Let me just look at that real quick, since you requested it. And I'll go back to daily. Yeah, so currently it's turning down. Yeah, so really I would wait for it to at least start curling back up. Because remember, if these two lines are below the midline here of the MACD, then obviously things are still bearish. Like here it crossed up. These two lines crossed up right above the midline, and that's when things got bullish again. This is really surprising on well, though. Like you had this bullish divergence working out where it was like higher lows on the histogram. But I guess ultimately it just ended up being like a triangle that failed. Yeah, you can't even call it that, really. So this was kind of surprising that it failed. I think if the market would have looked good, then this thing would have taken off. Just kind of unfortunate there, but it will. It'll get moving. Okay, so here's Zell, just sideways mostly right now. Nothing to see there. Titan X. I mean, these are the typical ones that I talk about, but this could be a triple bottom. Looks like it might get below the support. It's hard to say, but clearly, just see what the MACD looks like on this. I mean, most of these are going to look the same. Yeah, MACD's below. So until Bitcoin gets moving, here's Boson. I don't know. I'd say Boson looks a little bit better, but it's got to hold that support right there. Opal, I'm always surprised that this thing hasn't broken down more, but it finally is. We were talking about it just the other day, how I felt like it was probably going to fall below support this time, but I'm hoping it doesn't. Hang on one second. You okay? Okay, sorry about that. My mom has Parkinson's. I have to check on her if I hear something loud happen. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we had 3 touches. Well, actually 4 on Opal. And now we're getting a breakdown. So, I mean, I'm really hoping this is just like a spring where it just dips a little bit under like that and comes back above. But this one's been pretty strong. It's held its support for a while. What is MACD? Did I have MACD? Okay. Yeah, MACD is turning down. RSI. Yeah, RSI is moving back down to 30, so. Yeah, it's really just the same as what these other ones are doing. So alt, you really can't expect many of them to move up right now until Bitcoin gets moving again. Yeah, XPRT, persistence fell through that 10 cents support. What is it looking like down here at the bottom though? Yeah, I mean, this could be the candle that starts bringing it back up here. Yeah, so we're way oversold again. Engineering Robo would probably say the same thing. Where's my dashboard? Yeah, oversold. It doesn't give me a number, but of course it's oversold. It's under 30. So this is a lot like, what was it, Well we were looking at? Yeah, Well. So under the 30 RSI and moving back up. Lake, this one's been pretty steady as well. I mean, it's trying to hold its line. And what I was hoping for with this one, we talked about it before, where you get this high or low on the histogram, and then it creates that bullish divergence right here. So price is coming down, momentum on your indicators coming up, and then finally you get that move. So this one looks pretty strong to me still. It seems like it wants to hold this support. When you get a wick way down here like this, and then it pushes back up, that shows some people are adding to their position there. But we still need to see MACD do this, need to see it turn back up. That's a DeSci play that Tatiana had told us about. Oh yeah, Moonwell, we talked about that, okay. Yeah, ABT, I saw you mention ABT there, I'll just bring it up here. I mean, this one's tougher to read just because, let me turn this off. So if you're just looking at pure, and I'll put it here on the weekly to make it easier to see. If you're talking about pure price action, market structure, I mean, I know you don't want to hear this, but it could actually come down to here as well. 30 cents roughly. And the reason for that is, I wonder if I can put this on monthly. Well, yeah, I mean, there is something to see here. You got this rejection right here where market participants push this all the way up this month right here. What month was that? December 2023, and then it rejected. And then the next month it actually broke through. And then the following month after that, it finally had a really big, massive move. But, this is if you were to put a volume profile on this is where most of the buyers and sellers were interacting, because you got this rejection. And then here, after this month right here, I don't know what the price action, looks like the price action pushed down first back to this resistance and created support, that held that support line, and then pushed right back up for that month. So, just understand that the same way that Bitcoin is coming down to test its previous resistance where the breakout happened, this could still happen. And what are you at currently? 73 cents. I'm not saying it has to do this, because my support line is actually 56. And the reason for that is, I think this is how I pulled it. Yeah. So the reason for that is, what is that, the 50% line? So sometimes you get a 50% retracement, and sometimes you get a golden pocket retracement. And even sometimes you get a 786 retracement. I'm not saying I kind of doubt that happens, but the golden pocket could definitely happen on ABT. So, if you're looking to add to this one, personally, I would at least wait for, and let me verify this. Let me verify I actually have this one. I'm just looking to see if I have it set up to where it will alert us. So we got AI sell, AI buy, is this daily? Yeah, okay. So it is set up to alert us in the Engineering Robo alert channel. So you could just wait for a buy signal if you want to play it safe. Otherwise, we'll just keep looking at it each day or each week and see if we see any bullish divergences starting to show up, or maybe the AI social intelligence score or something starting to turn green. And we just have to be realistic about this stuff, right? I mean, we can't just say, oh well, I hope that's the bottom. But if Bitcoin was to get bullish at some point and start moving back up, then we could say, well, maybe this was support. Or if we see this starting to break down, then we'll say, okay, well, it's probably coming down to 30 or so. Okay, I think that's, oh yeah, they're Cubic. I was going to look at Cubic. So Cubic, there's a lot of support right there. And I'm just going by price action here. So, could Cubic come down one more time? Yeah. To like this 50, I don't know how many ever zeros that is, 6 zeros and a 5. It could have one more push down. Sometimes when there's massive volume like this, I mean, usually you see a bigger candle to coincide with that big volume candle, but this can indicate manipulation at times because the volume candle is much larger than the price action candle. Doesn't have to mean that, but I just find this very unusual that it's much bigger. Anyway, I kind of feel like it's either the miners that are selling it or it's a manipulation here at the bottom before a move. It's probably a pretty good value for Cubic at this point, but you could wait until Friday or something if you wanted to buy some. Okay, how long have we been doing this? Almost 30 minutes, okay. Anybody have anything else? I don't want to put Tatiana on the spot, but maybe she wants to say something, I don't know. Feel free to if you want to. I can't really think of anything else that I want to say here. I know I didn't go over all the tokens. It would take a while to do all that. And I don't go over Nansen, the smart money view of things, just because it takes a, it'd be like a 2-hour video if we went over every single one of them, how many smart money are in them. But just understand that the ones that are on our long-term plays, we do have, there's at least like 2 or 3 smart money in each one of these. Some of them have much more. But what we're looking for is we want to see ones that are being accumulated currently, because those are the ones that, that would probably pump first. So in that regard, what you'd want to watch for is long smart money flows and, see what they're accumulating currently, or top long smart money wallets, which they're still, a lot of these wallets are still buying like Sol type plays. And by the way, now that I'm thinking about that, where did my DGen channel go? Oh, there it is. I was looking at the wrong place. So I know people haven't been that interested in doing like Sol or any kind of DGen plays lately, but just understand that every day there are winners, and Rod's been posting a lot of them. So if you want to be active, remember there's a thread right here where Rod posts them. I think he posted like 3 yesterday. He has found winners in here as well. So, if you have time to trade these, the wins are still there each day. It may just be like a 2x win or something, but, you can stay sharp doing it that way and keep trading and, keep polishing your trading skills. Okay, let's see. Bean asked, do you think this is going to be the biggest Fed meeting on March 18th? Yeah, I mean, it just seems like things are all coming together. If you think about where we are with fear in the market and people capitulating, and when I talk about capitulating, I don't just mean, they're selling their positions. There's a time factor to it where, and I've seen some people in our group even talk about this, or maybe it's not our group. I think it was in Braver's group. I saw people talking about this, how they just can't hold on any longer. It's taken too long for the bull market to resume, and they've got bills to pay. Maybe they were over leveraged, which I would never recommend. You need to take care of your bills first, and your family first. But there's a time element there where people are just fed up. They can't wait any longer. So unfortunately, there are going to be people that miss this next move, and it does seem like with the, you've got some negative astrology type stuff happening this week at the end of the week, and then you've got extreme fear. You got the Fed meeting. So if the Fed meeting is dovish, meaning he has softer language, that would, and I guess I don't really keep up with that so much, but I think I guess it depends on what the market expects. If they're expecting a cut and then they get a cut, then the market would be happy, that sort of thing. So that's what I would be looking for. But honestly, I don't really pay much attention to the news or Fed meetings and that sort of thing, because they already know what they're going to do. I mean, they've got it all planned out. So they can fake all those numbers, with the U.S. economy. They can fake unemployment numbers. So it just really depends on what the price action does ultimately. But for sure, as far as this pump, this last pump we're going to get, this Fed meeting would play a large part in it, I would believe, or at least the news would make you think that. Okay, well, I really wanted to keep this one shorter anyway, and we're at about 32 minutes. So, I'll give it a few seconds here if anybody else has questions. But, and again, if you want to ask some more questions in the VIP chat or whatever, we'll be happy to answer those. I may do another live tomorrow, for people that want to do one earlier. We'll see, because there were some people, I think. Let me just look at it one more time. Yeah, we had even number of people that were interested in either doing it today or tomorrow. This one was a short, I gave really short, what do you call it? I gave a quick alert on this one. I didn't give people much time to prepare for this one. So maybe we'll just do another one at 9 o'clock my time tomorrow, which would be, 22 hours from now, roughly. And I think that'll help out some more people. But I think these shorter ones are good if we can keep them shorter. So let me just check one more time. Okay, it looks like Rab has a question or something here. Oh yeah, he's just saying thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, man. And I appreciate y'all joining. Tatiana as well. It's good to have people in here to talk to and have that support. We all want to support each other. We're all just going to hang on tight until this bump happens, and we do believe it will. So let's just hang on for another week and a half. And we'll probably start seeing the bottom form at the very least. Okay, well, y'all try to enjoy your day and maybe not think about the market so much. And we'll revisit this. I probably will do another one tomorrow, but we'll kind of revisit what we talked about today, like Monday next week or Tuesday, something like that. And we'll just see how it all played out. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in that regard. Let me see what Bean's got going here real quick. Yeah, you're welcome. Appreciate y'all as well. I'm feeling moon well. Oh, I get it. I'm feeling well, yeah. No, that's very clever. I get it. All right, well, I appreciate y'all joining. And let's just try to keep our minds occupied with something else for the next 3 or 4 days, and we'll see what happens Friday. And as far as committing more funds, I'm not committing more just yet. I am going to wait till Friday, and I want to see what happens that day with the total lunar eclipse. And I might commit money over the weekend or next Monday, just kind of a recap to let you know what I'm doing. All right, y'all take care. Thank you.